do I got a doozy today, y'all. We got a 2009 Ram 1500. This is Miss Delania's truck. I met her in a random Facebook group. She was needing help putting on some mufflers. She sounded like she could use some assistance, so I just volunteered to do it for extremely cheap. But I don't even know if we're going to get to that point now. So let me show you what we're running into. I've already got it up in the air and started looking at it. But she showed up with two MagnaFlow mufflers, expecting to replace this muffler and this muffler over here. And I have them laying on the bench over there. But first thing that I notice is, hey, you brought those two small mufflers, but 95% of your muffling is happening in this big bastard. I don't think we're gonna get much difference in sound quality, which is all she's after. She wants the truck to sound cool, which who doesn't, right? But here's the other concern I'm running into. These mufflers have heat shields on them for a reason, and it's because they run right up against your spare tire here. I am trying to actually talk her out of putting these mufflers on and just saving up and getting a replacement for the front side here, which is what we did on Joey's 09 Ram over there, and it actually sounds very good. But I just don't think the improvement is worth the risk or the expense, because we're gonna have to wrap these mufflers if we put them in. But I'm waiting to hear back from her, so I guess we'll see what she decides here. But we're looking at like $100 worth of wrap. And like I said, I just don't think the improvement's going to be there. That's my opinion on it, but we'll see how it turns out. The other thing is she does have an exhaust leak up here. Somebody did a hodgepodge job of welding this, and yeah, there we are. So I want to make sure that this is indeed where the leak is taking place, and we are going to get this at least fixed up for her. And then hopefully, like I said, we'll talk her out of replacing those small mufflers and just save up and get a bigger can whenever she's ready. But yeah, I mean, this is where all your muffling's taking place. All right, so we are definitely starting with this exhaust leak here, and I wanted to verify that it was here. So we got Sammy up there, she's running the vehicle. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you put your hand right up here, oh, she is pushing a ton of air out right here at this joint. So we're gonna bring it down, we're gonna separate it right here, we're gonna take a look at what's going on, and we are going to get that fixed up. So something else that I noticed while we're in here, we're going to help her out with that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a broken ground strap. Oh no, silly flashlight, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and get that replaced while we're in here, because that's going to cause all kinds of electrical gremlins, potentially her AC fan problem. But I doubt that's the case, because that should ground out inside the body. But yeah, I'm going to get Sammy out of there, and we'll get it down, and we'll get that exhaust leak knocked out, and then we'll get that ground wire swapped. All right, so I don't know what in tarnation has taken place here, or it looks like somebody tried to weld this and did a terrible job. But it should be clamped right here, and it's just leaking air past that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna unclamp this, pull this back. Then I'm gonna see if this actually will separate, and if it will separate, then we'll take a gander what we got, and we'll go from there. It looks like this is probably just like a coupler that's supposed to be welded on and then clamped right here potentially, but that also may be the flange on this exhaust, and this clamp just isn't clamping as tight as it should. You know, this is definitely not factory, so sometimes you run into these kind of things in exhaust. This is why I prefer doing like custom exhaust, like the Apache over there, or the Mustang, although we didn't even do the Mustang. We paid somebody to do that, and they did a terrible job. But we're gonna get it sorted for her. So let me get that unbolted, and then we'll figure out what's happening. Yeah, I do not know what hodgepodgery they did to put this freaking exhaust system together, but golly, this was a massive pain to get down. This actually separated quite easily. So you'll see here, they actually tack welded this clamp into the position on the top side of it, and then tried to come back later and just weld the whole thing because it wasn't sealing good with this single ring clamp. So we're gonna grind this clamp off, we're gonna get it off of here. We're gonna clean up these nasty welds up here at this joint, and then I'm gonna see what kind of better clamp I can get. I wanted to separate the rear mufflers off so she could at least hear what it sounds like without them, because I don't think it's gonna be any different, but I can't get them loose from the dang muffler, period, end of story. So, gonna get a fresh clamps for here. Actually, I'll probably reuse this one just because it's like rusted into place. Get a fresh clamp there, clamp that down nice and tight. These puppies are going back up. We ain't changing them. If she wants to change that, it's gonna need like a whole new like cat back exhaust, I think. It's just, what she's trying to do is not going to work there, man. So yeah, there you got it. But yeah, let's get in there, and then I still got to get to that stupid ground cable. I'm not going to let her go out of here without fixing that ground. So let's take a look at that real quick. I have new ground straps on the shelf over there. Somebody did not. Somebody's been in here before, because this bracket for the dipstick tube is not routed correctly, and it's not bolted down. Jeez Louises. I wonder if that's supposed to go maybe the transmission housing. Huh. Oh no, I'll look at the ground diagram. I'll figure out where that ground strap runs to, and we'll probably have to get it from the top side. It's always something, ain't it? It's always something. Well, took a cutting wheel and a good bit of grinding, but this side is clamp free and ready for the sleeve. But now we get to fight the gobbledygook up here, which is so close to the trans. I gotta be able to grind that down though. I gotta get that ground down and flat, so we're gonna get the small grinder out and we'll just try and work our way down it, because I need to be able to slide over that to clamp this freaking thing. This thing has been whooping my butt. Check it out. So we got it cleaned up. I got the clamp on. It was still leaking a little bit, so it wasn't smooth enough, so I took it all back apart, cleaned it up some more. This is the second time I've seated the clamp. I think there's actually a leak up at the exhaust manifold potentially as well. I don't know, I'll get somebody to start it here in a second while I'm under it. Then on top of that, I got everything hung back up. This stupid clamp here broke when we were trying to put it back on. You know, the ones that are like ear removable. I don't know where I put the pieces, but literally the bolts just snapped, and it's just a nightmare. It's always a nightmare, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just sign up for one thing thinking it's something, and then it turns into a whole different shebang. That's where we're at. I thought we got this ground flat enough. We did not. So now we're gonna drop it up here. I'm pretty sure we have leaks up here as well. There's a whole ass bolt missing out of that exhaust manifold. This one over here, I can't even imagine that bolt is doing anything, because it doesn't have anything to pull down on. I don't know what we're finding in here, man. But we're gonna drop the exhaust right here, unplug these O2 sensors, bring out this entire front section of the exhaust, grind that down smoother, and see if we can't get this puppy to freaking seal, because it is still leaking like a sieve right there at that joint. I can hear valve train chatter, and I'm pretty sure it's leaking all kinds of places in front of that as well. This is not a stock exhaust. This is some hodgepodgery combined with some more hodgepodgery, it looks like. But we're gonna get it. Well, when it rains it pours, I tell you. Check this out. See all that in there? That's an O2 sensor plug for this rear O2 that I need to come down with this exhaust. All that white in there that I thought was dirt, that's glue. They glued this freaking plug together, I swear. You're kidding me. Well, my biggest fears are indeed confirmed. So up here, this loosey-goosey exhaust shield, that is because the bolts that it attaches to, no, not my flashlight, dang it. Anyway, the bolts that the heat shield attaches to are broken off into the head, because this thing has warped exhaust manifolds on both sides. That is not something I'm going to be fixing at the deal cost that we came up with, or in general. There are ways of doing that. You have to get like this guide, basically, that then you order it in. It'll like hold your drill in place. Hey, flashlight still works. And you bolt it up to the head, and then you can like drill out the broken bolts. It's a giant pain in the butt. But that is what her loud pop, 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 pop ticking sound is when she fires it up till it settles. She still has the exhaust leak back here, so I'm still working on dropping it from the manifolds to get this split, to get this cleaned up, to at least get this leak fixed for her. And then we're gonna run a new ground wire, and I'm gonna have to deliver the bad news, and she's not gonna be excited about it. Nobody would be excited to hear that, but it is what it is, and at least we know what's causing it now. All right, I had to yank the tire and the wheel liner. She asked me to look at her brakes and her rotors. I just wanted to show you all this, all the videos I make doing brake jobs and things. Look how much pad is still left on this. Although, if you look in the back, looks like the rears may be wearing a little more, but look at the condition of the rotors. This thing is foobar, man. This is why you always turn your rotors no matter what. You never just throw brake pads on and go, because then you end up with rotors in this kind of condition. But I pulled the wheel liner one more time. Let's look at this freaking thing. Golly, that's gonna be a pain. But pulling this wheel liner allowed me to get to this bolt, so we can at least get the rear leak fixed. Not this one though. Man, this really sucks. Hey, may not have been clean before, but it is now. Well, by golly, there she is. Holes fixed, everything's smooth. Oh, let's get this puppy back in the truck. Well, one leak down, 2 exhaust manifold leaks to go. And I put a ton of effort into that. I'm probably gonna try and recommend and have her look into some headers, in which case we'll probably end up redoing that whole freaking thing. But hey, at least that one little thing is done now. Now I gotta let it run for a bit and burn off all that freaking PB blaster I sprayed on all the bolts on the exhaust and got on the manifolds and things. But yeah, we'll hopefully try and help her get that exhaust manifold stuff addressed and get her sounding and driving the way she wants to. But for now, she needs her truck back. She's gonna need to save a little money, I think. And at least one leak's down. What a pain, what a pain.